Hello, investors. Welcome to the channel where we look for possible swing trades using technical analysis. Before we begin, all I ask is that you hit that like button and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And with that, today we're taking a look at PCB Bancorp, ticker symbol PCB. This is a micro-cap bank with a market cap of $226 million. And one thing before I will navigate away from this page, I'll point out that Schwab surprisingly gives this a B rating, which is high, in my opinion, for a small company like this. And CFRA gives it a buy rating, which is also unusual for such a small bank. And as I said, this is simply a small bank. It provides all the normal banking services one would expect and operates in Southern California. And here we are on PCB's annual chart, and you'll see it is essentially right in the middle of all the moving averages. We have everything kind of converging into this one narrow range between $15 and $16 a share. It's slightly above the moving averages at the moment, but it does look like it's bouncing back and forth every couple of weeks just within that narrow range. Now, more importantly, you'll see that it is significantly below where it was prior to the financial crisis this past March, and it has never recovered since then from that precipitous drop, although it has recovered a bit. And if we look down here on the RSI, you'll see it is likewise right in the middle of the range, and the stochastics also show it there actually on the high end and starting to bounce down. The volume shows they have about an average, perhaps slightly below average volume that is bouncing back and forth between buying and selling pressure. And the MACD shows it actually above zero and looking to form a peak. So you might wonder why I'm looking at this particular company here. And I would say that I would at least wait for it to drop back down to around $15 a share, since that seems to be the current bottom here. You'll see there's some good support at that level. But I feel like I'm going to add this to my watch list, because if we switch over here to the fundamentals, you'll see something pretty unique. And I'm going to jump right in here with the financial strength. And that is the bank has no debt, which is quite interesting. And I checked this also on Schwab, and the data there remains the same. This bank has no debt. So the likelihood of it going out of business without any debt is slim. It could happen if they overextended themselves into bonds, but as it stands, this is a very good financial position to be in during a time when everyone's worried about the debt load of banks. So if we back up for a moment, you'll see there's very low short interest here at 1.39%. Institutional ownership is low at just over 33%. And I think that's to be expected given the size of the bank. This is not a very well-known bank, so I wouldn't expect a lot of institutions to buy in. If we look down at the PE ratio here, it is less than 7, which is lower than 76% of other companies in the industry. So having a PE in the bottom quarter is noteworthy, especially when we look over here with an operating margin of over 46%, which is better than 91% of other banks. Now, we do not get the gross margin data, and I did a little searching at other banks of the same size as PCB here, and none of them display gross margin data. So that seems to be a function of the sector and the size of the company not having a gross margin displayed here anyhow. So this is not unusual. And after seeing that all the other banks don't have that data either, I'm not concerned. But the operating margin is quite high. And I'll point out the net profit margin here of over 33% is also excellent. If we look down here at the return on equity of 12.45%, that is average. Earnings per share growth rate is also average for the industry. So they are both growing as one would expect a bank to grow. And the dividend yield of 4.58% is quite good, even among a industry the financial industry, which has higher than average dividends, this is still above average, greater than 67% of other banks. And the payout ratio is just over 28%. So this dividend can be sustained and grown for quite some time before it would ever be in danger of being lost. But in any case, that is PCB Bancorp. And I think this could simply be a bank that was sucked down with the rest of the financial industry, even though there is no apparent reason for the bank to be considered in danger of going out of business. And this low share price could present a buying opportunity when the entire sector recovers and would return to its full normal share price. But please let me know what you think of this company in the comments below. And if you enjoy having ideas like this sent directly to you, please hit the bell notification to be alerted when new videos post. Remember, I'm not offering financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence before purchasing shares in any company. These videos are for entertainment, discussion, and education. But if you'd like me to analyze a specific company using these metrics, just let me know in the comments and I'll get to it as soon as I can. That's all for today. Thanks for watching and good luck with all your investments.